Spooky season is upon us. I believe it's been here since July, if I'm not mistaken. My neighbors already have 2 of those 12-foot skeletons in their yard, which is awesome. They had only 1 last year, so they added a second. I still think they should have just kept it up year-round and dressed it up for the different holidays, but whatever. Anyways, I digress. So we're going to talk about my past, present, and future of books and what I have read, what I'm currently reading, and what I'm going to get into. So let's get into it right now. As I said, spooky season is upon us. So, recently I finished Pre-Approved for Haunting by Patrick Barb. This is a collection of short stories. There is 18 of them, and they are fantastic. The variety is pretty awesome. There's weird stories. There's classic slasher stories. There is, you know, just straight up horror, and it's great. Some of them are super short. Some of them are a little longer. Some stuff leaves things to the imagination, and it's super enjoyable. And I was first exposed to him through his novella called Helicopter Parenting in the Age of Drone Warfare, which is absolutely fantastic. I do have a standalone review of that. I'll link that down below if you want to check it out. There's a bunch of weird stories in here. My favorite was this one called Return to Voodoo Village, where the main character, he had gone there when he was a teenager with some of his friends, you know, to see what it was all about, because there's all these rumors about this creepy place, and maybe there were sacrifices there, and this society of like weird voodoo culture. So him and his friends went there when he was a teenager, and he has like memories of what happened, but that maybe are not the correct memories, and he also has dreamed of it over the years. And so later in life, as an adult, he decides to return. And when he returns, he runs into this man. It's almost like a spider, but a man, maybe. And they converse, and stuff gets real weird as he returns to Voodoo Village. This comes out the 26th of September. So if you're looking for a book of short stories that are horror, that's pretty great. Pre-Approved for Haunting by Patrick Barb. It's a good time. So for what I'm currently reading, The Vampires of El Norte by Isabel Cañas. I was super excited to get this. She wrote The Hacienda, which I thought was awesome. I got this from the library. That's why there's stickers all over the front of it. I am about, you can't really see that, can you? I am more than halfway in. We're about 3/4 in. There's lots of vampires. It's in the 1800s. It takes place in Mexico. It's basically a love story with vampires and horror and war. I really like how Isabel Cañas writes. It pulls you into the story and it tugs at your heartstrings. I'm not a huge romance fan, but I do like it when it is in the package of a horror. Maybe even a fantasy. It's gotta be weird. And it can't be the super focus of the story, but you know. Anyways, I'm just making excuses. Horror romance, is that a genre? There should be more of that. I would read more of that. It makes it more intense, you know? You gotta survive vampires to overcome, and I don't know, a romance. A horrance? I don't know, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I'm super into it. I will probably finish this tonight. I love The Hacienda. The writing of this is great. If you're looking for a horror and you come into this and you're like, oh man, this is more romance, I mean, that's kind of how it's going, and that's okay. Also, it's a slow burn in the beginning. You do get the vampire attacks here and there, but it's not like constant action. It's more of like the building storyline and this long history between these two, Nestor and Nina, who have basically loved each other since they were kids, and then he thought she was dead and she thought he left, and now they're trying to work it out after seeing each other again, and it's super good and I love it. So that's what I'm currently reading. The next book I'm going to be reading is Goodbye Hello by Adam Berry, and this is a non-fiction book. It is about processing grief and seeing it through paranormal eyes. And if you don't know who Adam Berry is, he is probably most well known as the co-host of Kindred Spirits, which he is on with Amy Bruni. He is awesome. If you've ever had the chance at a paranormal convention to see Adam Berry, he's super charismatic, he has a lot of fun, and he is really funny and awesome all-around person. And let's give you the synopsis so you can hear a little bit more about what it's about. Death affects us all, not just at the end of our lives, but every day. And yet it's one of the most feared and misunderstood things we face. But what if there was a way to know more and use that knowledge to inform our daily lives? Goodbye Hello blends supernatural research with psychology to explore death and grief. This book will not only entertain, but will offer comfort to those struggling to come to terms with loss, grief, and the end of life. Goodbye Hello answers questions such as, why do spirits linger around in this world? Is there a light at the end of the tunnel? Can you connect with spirits in your dreams? Okay, so that question, I truly believe you can. That's just me. That's just my belief. You don't have to believe that. How do you prepare for what's next? And it features incredible stories of real life people who have connected with these spirits and loved ones that have gone on and passed. There are several interviews too as well from Amy Bruni, who's a co-host with him on Kindred Spirits, Chip Coffey, who is also on Kindred Spirits, and many more. And so it helps you to understand where you go after this life and why some stick around. Whether you believe in the afterlife or don't want to believe in it at all, or just want to come to your own conclusions. Goodbye Hello is the ultimate guide for you. And so I look forward to reading that and getting into that book. It's just a subject I'm very fascinated with. You know, what does come after all of this? What is with some of the strange experiences we've had, you know, revolving around death and people that we've lost. All right, so on a lighter note, the next things I am reading, and I jumped on the train with everybody. Fourth Wing. It's here. How could I not read this? All the cool kids are reading it. Well, I like it. I don't know. Apparently everyone likes this book, but that's left to be seen. So let's find out about it. I literally know there's dragons. There's some girl who didn't originally want to go to this dragon school, and the mom, I guess, was like, no, you're going to dragon school. And she's like, I don't wanna. And then, you know, something happens. Maybe that's not what it's about at all. Let's read the synopsis and find out together. Most of you probably already know what this book is about. I just know it's about dragons. So let's find out a little more together. Storytime with Sin. 20-year-old Violet Sorrengail was supposed to enter the Scribe Quadrant, living a quiet life among books and history. Now, the commanding general, also known as her toughest Talon's mother, has ordered Violet to join the hundreds of candidates striving to become the elite of Navarre, dragon riders. I would have chose books too. I don't want to fly around on a dragon, but you know, what can you do? But when you're smaller than everyone else and your body is brittle, death is only a heartbeat away, because dragons don't bond to fragile humans. They incinerate them. I don't know why I just say it like that. Anyway, let's keep going. With fewer dragons willing to bond than cadets, most would kill Violet to better their own chances of success. The rest would kill her just for being her mother's daughter, like Xaden Royerson, the most powerful and ruthless wing leader in the Riders Quadrant. Sounds like a dick. She'll need every edge her wits can give her just to see the next sunrise. Yeah, with every day that passes, the war outside grows more deadly. The kingdom's protective wards are falling, and the death toll continues to rise. Even worse, Violet begins to suspect leadership is hiding a terrible secret. Friends, enemies, lovers, everyone at Basgiath War College has an agenda, because once you enter, there are only two ways out: graduate or die. Well, that sounds fun. I'm gonna be honest, that synopsis was kind of cheesy, but I think it sounds fun. So we'll see. We'll see what I think. I'll probably like it. You know, I enjoy a good reading experience. I like fantasy. I like dragons. So there's a good chance I will. We'll see. And the last book I got is a graphic novel, because I've been trying to do one graphic novel a month at least. And I've been sticking to that pretty good so far. So I've done at least one a month every month for the last 4 months, I think. In theory, I'd like to get more, but I usually just get them from the library. If something catches my eye, I just usually go over to the news section and kind of peruse, and if something jumps at me, I grab it. So what jumped out at me was this one. I like the cover, thought it was nice. Juliet or the Ghosts return in spring. And then it had the word ghosts on it, so I was like, yes, let's return in the spring as ghosts. No, I don't know, I didn't say that. That's honestly why I got it. I grabbed it because of the cover and it said ghosts. So let me tell you a little bit about it. Family secrets are stirred and ghosts awaken when Juliet returns from the big city. Juliet boards a train in from Paris, heading towards her hometown, hoping to unwind and reconnect with loved ones. Instead, she's greeted with a family in turmoil. Her sister's carrying on an elaborate affair with a costume shop salesman, and her separated parents are still bickering every chance they get. Dad is lonely, can't sleep nights, and leans on cigarettes and cooked ham. I mean, there are worse vices, I guess, than cooked ham. Mom has her laughing workshops and esoteric boyfriends to keep her busy. Amid panic attacks and escalating family drama, Juliet finds herself entangled with a dyspeptic romantic stuck in a rut, writing anonymous love letters and drinking away his evenings at the local bar. Oh yeah, this is by Camille Jordy. Jordy's charming watercolor pages expertly bring to life the trials and tribulations of ordinary people with great warmth and humor. Emotions that are sweet and relatable in their rawness offer a melancholy portrayal of love, family, and the ties that bind them. Looking forward to reading that. It just sounds like a nice little book about, you know, life and the weird crap that happens. Life is messy, and this sounds like a Life is Messy book, and I'm into it. If you are a fan of videos where I talk about multiple books that I am reading, the next video coming up will be about that, so stick around, check it out. And if you had fun hanging out today, hit that subscribe button, come back, see me again, and we'll talk about more bookish things and weird stuff.